Hey folks, welcome to this week's episode of Pete and Andy Talk Ski on Your TV. We are continuing with our X Games preview. This week we're going to talk about X Games Big Air and what makes X Games Big Air way better than every other Big Air that is on the calendar in any particular year. We're going to talk about why X Games is different, why it's the thing to look at every single year, and we're also going to talk about Kreischburg. And then at the end, we're going to give our predictions for X Games podiums, which I'm pretty excited about. So, Pete, you tell me, explain to me like I'm 12. What is it about X Games? Why is it the biggest, coolest event that everybody wants to do and do cool stuff at?
Yeah, it's a good question, but every year it pops off like that. There's tricks you've never seen before. And I feel like people save them because there you are, you're under the lights, right?
There
You've
you are.
got tons of people. I think it's like one of the biggest spectator venues that we really do have. It's right at
Yeah,
the
that's true.
bottom of the hill there. DJs, it's a party, right?
Yeah.
Um, the jump is also notoriously like really good, and I think that also brings out those never before seen tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think the format too is fun. Jam session style. It's like pretty quick laps. There's always like that right at the end, like, oh, if so and so drops one more, then everybody gets one more run. And so
Yeah.
there's like a little bit of hype that comes in there.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel like the laps are fast too. You know what I mean? So it's like, you just feel like you're always in it. It's where other big airs, it's like, you do your thing, you hang out at the bottom, and then you go, you walk up, you talk to your coach. It's like a whole thing where X Games Big Air is just like go, 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 go. You don't really have time to process, or think about stuff you probably shouldn't be thinking about, honestly. But yeah, that's the way that I feel about it. And so it's like if you're, if you're hot, you know what I mean? Like if you land your first trick, you're like, oh yeah, like it's on now. And then I feel like conversely too, like if you crash on your first trick, then it can mess with your head.
For sure. And then you always see people that are like coming back in the last two runs, dropping two hammers, and there
Yeah,
they
that's
are,
true.
like jumping up the rankings. The scoring is another one where it is that jam format as opposed to like, yeah, like you said, no, sit at the bottom, wait for the score, smile to the camera. It's like, no, get back
Yeah.
on the
Stand
sled,
over
get
here.
up
Stand over
there,
here. Yeah.
yeah, do it again. I think was it last year or 2 years ago where they had like the one style trick that they
Yeah.
did?
I think that was last year. I think so.
I think so. I can't remember, but it's
Well,
also
what do
it'd
you
be
think about
nice.
that? What do you think about the
Well,
style trick?
I thought the style trick was fun, but as I was watching it, nothing was like said ahead of time. Like, hey, this is what we're doing this year. This is how we're kind of changing it up and making it different. So I'm watching like I don't even know what's going on.
It's like I feel
So
like I started watching 30 seconds late. And so like if they even like described it to the audience, like I completely missed it. So I was just like, wait, what was this style trick thing? Like, does this count or is this just like fun? Is this separate? I don't understand what's happening. So to me, that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but did it
well,
contribute to the score? Like it did, right?
I mean, maybe, but like,
There were
yeah,
also
that's
like
what I'm.
6 points. So it's like,
Yeah,
all right.
I'm sure they do say something about the scoring, but I was probably the same, like 60 seconds late, to logging on or something. So felt in the dark on it. But
Awesome.
I don't know. Regardless, it's like the biggest, best event, you know,
Yeah.
under the lights. The only thing that I can see that could knock X Games kind of like not off their own podium, but down a little bit is the natural selection getting widened to more disciplines. So they're going to bring in
What
skiing, they're going to bring in surfing.
So what is natural selection? Like I've heard you talk about this before, and I have absolutely no idea what it means.
Are are you for real? That you don't
Yeah.
know?
No, I legitimately don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, let's just like go back in time. I don't know if you've been under a rock or what has been going on, but it's like the best event. It's like a free ride event. It's almost like FWT style, but they build jumps. Travis Rice does it. It's been just snowboarding. Now they're going to bring everybody else in.
Oh,
Dude, for skiing, like we don't even
Travis
know.
Rice's thing. Okay, I get it. I mean, I
Cool.
keep explaining to me, but yes, okay. Ding.
Drone. I mean, a lot of it is shot with drones. So
Whoa, they have
even the
drones
footage,
there.
Yeah, they're not just flying over the U.S. They're flying over venues for snow sports as well.
Wild.
No, I think it's just cool, and I don't know if they're doing the ski one this year, if it's like 2 years out, but they
Sweet.
don't know. I think they had a thing that was like, who do you think should be in this? Send us who should be in, and
Right.
I mean, I'm big fingers crossed for Candide. I would love to see him complete.
Talk about legacy invites. That is like the legacy invite, that Capodium.
Yeah, and it's like not even a trifecta for him because he's already done X, this, that, FWT. I don't know. This would be his like 6th event that he would win if he was at.
It's funny because like I just wonder, like, is Candide even competitive enough to care at this point? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he'd get invited, he'd confirm, and like he just like wouldn't show up. It's like me going to the grocery store. Like, I just decided not to go that day. Like, I really do wonder if at this point, like, he even cares. Like, he's like, I'm big time now.
I would say it's like a 50-50. I think he has a deep, burning desire to like still be the best. And to me, that comes out when he leaks a little clip of him just sending, and it blows up the internet, and anybody and everybody reposts it.
Yeah.
That's, I think, him being like,
yeah, by the way, I'm still here.
And
I'm still better than all you idiots.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So, anyways, that wasn't about X Games, but
we're doing terrible with our X Games preview here, talking about Candide for like 5 minutes. But I regret nothing, to be clear.
All right, let's go back to X Games. Let's talk about the jump.
Yeah. Well, so Pete, I'm sure that you know this, but people at home, we actually have an X Games jump expert with us right now on the call. DJ Montigny, jump in here, brother. Tag him in.
Hi, guys.
What's up, doctor?
Oh, not too much.
How you been?
Just living the normal life.
Living the normal life.
Job. Pretty regular schedule.
Yeah, I like the normal life. Well, so DJ, tell us.
Yes.
So what is it about the X Games Big Air jump that adds to its, mystique and makes it like really like the best event of the year? Help us out. You've been there. You know what I mean? Like, you know it. You've been up and down.
I have been there. It's first off, it's the biggest, best jump there is. And two of the big things are the landing is absolutely enormous. I mean, it literally goes for miles, and the same with the in run. So the two things that work best for the athletes is that you have, depending on what you want to do, like, with some of the fist big airs and stuff like that, it's pretty short in run. You can slide down 5 feet and you go and whatever, you land in the same spot. This is like, I mean, you could land in the crowd if you wanted to, if you pushed right out of the start. It's a long in run, it's a steep in run. They do a great job building the jump. It's always a big wide jump too, so there's a lot of room to move around if you want to carve tricks, and even the landing gets super wide.
Do you guys feel like the go big factor at a big air still plays like it used to? You know what I mean? Like
there,
because it used to be.
Yes.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's the biggest thing that happens is the crowd. I mean, it is absolutely insane.
It's like,
when they land against the ball.
That year that Alex Schlopey won, and like he went like almost the entire way down the landing.
Yep.
Like, I feel like that was really the last time that like someone went massive and like basically won because they went massive.
Yeah, you could say that maybe, and maybe obviously the big part of Big Air in that time frame of Alex Slopey was like, you got a few more points, bonus points for that. Mm-hmm. But I think from some of the World Cups we've seen at the start of this year, we've seen people like bottoming out landings, and like catching a good score because they landed clean at the bottom.
Yeah.
I think that's still like a big factor in there. You'd have to ask some judges. I don't even know any judges.
Yeah, that's fair. I wish that we did, because then we could also tell them how terrible Copper was, but we don't really need to go back there.
No, we don't. Wait, I have a quick question here for our special correspondent, Big Air expert, DJ Montigny. Okay,
that's his official title, by the way. You have to say the whole thing, or you're shortchanging him.
Long-winded. Okay, so X is the biggest best, right? And I haven't been there. I've only seen it. But that venue in China, that jump is big. That's got hang time. And I'm not saying, again, because I don't have personal experience, I can't say it's bigger, smaller, better, not better. But boy, that thing seems pretty consistent and large as well. But you think X is the top of the pops?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, that the jump in Beijing, I mean, they built that thing pretty perfect. But I just think especially in Beijing, they don't exactly have the crowd appeal
Pete,
for it.
Are you clicking your pen?
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, that's you, DJ? DJ, stop
yeah, that was
it.
me.
I thought for sure it was Pete. And his new fancy microphone that he's got. DJ, stop it. All right, continue. This newbie guy. Man.
You know, it's just you got the crowd and the sled laps and the fast laps and all that. Like, it just, I don't know. I think you can get a little bit. You get a little bit more with X Games. You get a little bit bigger air. You get the whole package, because I mean, it's with it, especially only being the 8 athletes. I mean, it's just boom. It's 8, right?
Yeah,
just bang, 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 bang. I mean,
and I feel like we've been like conditioned that like X Games is the biggest event of the year. You know, I mean, unless it's the Olympics, of course, but you know what I mean? So it's like, that's like the event that everyone looks forward to every year, and is like, you know, probably commercially still the biggest event. I mean, obviously, at least here in the US. So it's like, I feel like all that lead up, you know, for years and years and years also makes people want to like do crazy stuff. And I think Big Air is probably the venue that allows you to do the craziest stuff still. I mean, sure, like Half Pipe Slope has that too. Not so much Knucklehuck Baby, but I mean, maybe, I don't know. But you know, like Big Air is like kind of that thing where you still can just take it massive, you know, like add 180s to stuff you've never done before.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's wild. I mean, I've been up at the top at the start. I've been down at the bottom in the crowd, or right next, you know, right where the sleds pick up. I mean, it just is nuts.
How fast is that lap, DJ? You know what I mean? Like, as soon as you land, like, how soon are you back up at the top?
I mean, unless some random TV person stops you just for about 10 seconds, I mean, you're on it. I mean, you can pretty much ski right up to it, and you're right back at the top. And then when you get to the top, there's a short walk up. It's usually just kind of like a pretty mellow snow walk up right up to the start, and then you're right back into it. Yeah. Sometimes there's scaffolding and stuff. It's nothing wild. Half Pipe usually has more of a walk up than Big Air does.
So how many, like, you know, coaches, assistants, and like, you know, agents and other like hangers-ons are there at the top of the Big Air? Like, is it
fluffers?
Fluffers. Yeah, is it bad at Half Pipe and slope style, or do they cut down the fluffers? Because I love that. Let me tell you, that's my favorite. Is when you just have, you know, a fluffer tent.
It's cut down a little bit. I mean, you'll still have your wax techs and the coaches, and there'll be PTs and stuff up there. They're usually a little bit more off to the side on it, but you know, the speed's usually always good. I mean, unless there's some fresh snow or something like that, but usually that ends up getting kind of packed down and fast again anyway. Okay. But there's really not a lot of time for a lot of coaching and stuff, and especially in the start, it's so small that, you know, there's the rider who's about to drop, then the next two that are right behind him, and the starters, and, you know, the other course people. And there's really not a lot of room to be like, you know, in there like, hey, what's your game plan? Bro, what's going on? It's a selfie. You know, they get right up.
What are you
doing?
You
pretty much run to
Who's
them when
got
they
your
get
credential
off the sled.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, like when they get off the sled, your time to talk to anybody is when you're walking from the sled back up to the start. Right. And once they're in there, they're pretty much ready to go.
I like that, though. I feel like they did that on purpose to weed out the fluffers. They were like, just go do your thing, please.
I'm so down.
I mean, to tell you the truth, they've actually been like, hey, you know, coaches, staff, whatever, you know, if you guys can stay out of the start, like the view of the start, that would be great. Some people say, yeah, hell no, I'm still doing it anyway. But for the most part, most people stay out of it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's good. They probably want just like the stars on TV. You know, we don't need everybody's ugly mug up there.
Yeah, believe it or not, the coaches are not the stars, even in my opinion. Believe it or not.
Not the stars. I would like to say if, again, if anybody is listening to this, I'd like to hear from some athletes like what the best or their favorite big air jump is. And
Yeah.
I threw
is
out
it
I threw out
actually
China
X Games or?
games, right? As like
Yeah.
a comparison, but like, oh no, the one wherever in Kreischburg. That's the best jump that's ever been.
Maybe
I
it's
want the-
Klagenfurt. Who knows?
It could be Klagenfurt. I want the real details. I need somebody to get on here and tell us.
Someone on the inside, skis on the snow inside, not boots on the snow inside.
Yeah,
you know, like
skis.
DJ. Do you have Pete? Do you have any more questions for our special big air jump course correspondent?
Yeah, special course correspondent DJ.
Yeah.
I want to know what your podium predictions are for big air for X.
Podium or top or three athletes?
No, podium, bro.
I want podium. I want 1, 2, 3, and then we'll give you. You know, we do a spoiler, so you can get one more. Like, oh, this person might.
Yeah, but no, they need to be in order. Who is getting gold? Who is getting silver? Specifics.
So I think
5 seconds.
I think Megan. Well, I'll start with the ladies. I think Megan Oldham can take it again. She bangs out another triple. I mean, that was pretty spectacular.
That'll do it.
I'll pick her. I mean, Mathilde, you got to throw her up there. I mean, she is definitely crushing it right now and definitely throwing a lot more variety than everybody else out.
Wait, so that was second place for Mathilde?
Yes.
Okay. So just
okay.
Taking notes. Okay. Just taking notes.
Yep. And then Tess Ledeux third, because I won't ever count her out of a big air because you literally never know what's going to happen. She could be bleeding going down the landing and go up and do something no one's ever seen before.
Who's your spoiler?
Flora Tabanelli.
Okay. I approve.
It's a podcast favorite right there.
Yeah. If you're a fan of the podcast, you've heard that name before. So no Eileen Goo, huh, DJ? Why do you hate Eileen, DJ?
I don't hate Eileen. I just
it sounds like you do.
Yeah.
That's
what I got out of that.
For X Games Big Air, where it is a whole lot of jumps, those three girls have a little bit more all-around variety of stuff that they could throw.
Wow. I really hope Eileen watches this and she just hears the hate
Eileen is awesome.
Because I do. Nice.
I'm not saying she is not.
Trying to
it sounds like you're saying that she hasn't been training. And that X Games Big Air is like not really on her radar, and she hasn't been working super hard in the off season. So that's
or she hasn't really been working hard at all.
That was not what I said.
Completely.
No, it's just I just think those three girls have.
And Tess Ledeux third. Like I feel like she's won pretty much everything this year, or at least in the past 12 months. And I mean third. Like Pete, do you think Tess Ledeux would be happy with third place?
No. I mean, she's all or nothing, and that's why I love watching her ski. I mean, how many times have we seen her take a heavy slam, get back up, and like champion a last run, for the W? Yeah. It's happened a bunch.
You know what other skier, like to me, does that more than anybody else, and they're both French, is Kevin Roland. Like, remember when Roland would compete? Like, he would take the hardest crash I've ever seen anybody take in half pipe, and then he'd be up there for his third run, and I'm just like, brother. Like, maybe just chill for a minute. Like,
I feel like
French thing
it could
where
be
they're just crazy.
A French thing, French coaching style, maybe.
I don't know. All right, well, DJ, thank you.
Oh, you don't even want to hear my guys.
No.
Oh shoot! No, we do. Yeah.
We need his men.
I mean, Pete does, but go ahead.
So first, I got Burke Rude, just because he's insane at Big Air.
In gold medal position, Burke Rude.
How many times he's gonna spin around, and he's nuts. And then
that's your first place.
Yeah, it's my first.
Wow, it's been a minute, I think, since Burke has gotten a gold at X, huh?
Yeah, maybe he's been training undercover. You never know. Then I don't know how the Tormod second
Norwegian kid. Yep.
I think that kid's really good, and he's got sick style, and I think he's going to kill it. And then I got to throw some East Coast love to Mac Forehand, put him in third. And then my spoiler is Matez Spencer, because who literally knows what that kid's going to do?
He's going to do a lot of safety grabs.
Yeah, probably. And probably a lot of nose butters, but he does a whole lot of wacky stuff.
Yeah, no,
so.
he's sick. But I'd like to point out that, Alex Hall is not on DJ's list, Pete.
Yeah, it's weird to
Pete,
me.
did you hear
it's
the
weird,
same
but
thing
like,
that I heard?
It's no hate. It's no hate.
That kind of sounds like
but
there's some hate.
also on the men's side, I don't know if I can say, oh my gosh, you're so off base. Like, you can look at that whole list.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, obviously,
They can all
that's
vote
why
in.
they're on the list, right? Is like, yeah, they're all contenders. I mean, I don't agree with you. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to argue.
I agree with literally nothing that you just said, but you could be right. I doubt it, but you could be right.
Yeah, 60-40, 60-40.
Yeah. All right, well, I've heard enough. DJ, I really appreciate your insight on the big air. You're wrong about a lot of things, but you gave us very valuable information.
Well, I'm glad I could.
I will take that into account when I give my predictions at the end of the show, which will be much more correct, but still, we appreciate it.
I'm glad I could entertain you guys with my incorrect answers.
Yeah, it was great.
We're
gonna need more special course correspondence coming up, but we appreciate.
So if you know of anyone, let us know who could help us out.
All right, talk to you guys later.
See you, DJ.
Bye.
All right, Andy, should we dive into Kreischburg results?
I would love to dive into Kreischburg.
Okay, sweet. Do you want me to just like hit the podiums? I'm just going to tell you the podiums.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like
I feel
like you don't know.
I don't. Would you like to do men or ladies first?
We'll start with men.
Okay, good idea.
We'll start with ladies. We're going to start with ladies. I changed my mind at the last second.
That's fine.
Can you guess who got first place?
For ladies?
For ladies.
At the Big Air.
Yes.
In Kreischburg. I can guess, yes. But the thing
Okay,
is, I already know, because it's Flora Tabanelli. Because I'm her number one fan, Pete, I am familiar with the result. I don't know anybody else on the podium, but I know that she won. And yes, we went over this last episode. She's in for Big Air, and that's great. Like, obviously, she's in for Big Air. She deserves it. But why isn't she in for slopestyle? Like, I watched what she did, and double 14? And, what was it? Switch Misty 10? If those aren't tricks that are going to play in the slopestyle course, what will? Like, what does she need to do to catch an invite to X Games, Pete? Help me.
I don't know. I mean, well, step one would be like, we're talking about her here on this podcast. So, and our reach is vast.
Really? Yeah. Huge. Taking
so
off.
Big. So many subscribers.
Many.
Yeah, I mean, we're both fans, and I'd also like to just like recap a little bit. Like, if you followed along for our last few episodes, we have not stopped talking about her.
I think we've talked about her every single episode. Like, legitimately, since the very first one, I think she was on both of our power rankings, and
yeah, it's insane. Okay. I think this is her first World Cup gold, which is amazing. She's like 17 years old.
I think all those things are true.
I think we're looking at a bright future for her. And also, if you weren't listening to us, you better listen up now, because we kind of know what we're talking about.
You know what I mean? Sometimes know what we're talking about.
Just proved it that we kind of know.
Yeah.
So that's sweet. So second place was Annie Kavara from Finland. Great style. Big fan of her style. And then third, from the home country, Laura Wolf.
Hometown hero. Annie Kavara's 24. I feel like I don't really know that name.
Oh, she's good. She's great. Very sweet.
I mean, I'm out of touch, so it's not her fault. It's my fault. But
yeah. And then I think the big kind of one, like what happened there, but not what happened, was Mathilde, who was like back in 13th and missed that qualification into finals. To me, that means nothing. We've seen some stuff from her this year. Like, she is going to pop off probably at the X Games coming up. But she's kind of had a rough go in World Cups this year.
True.
Like, not the consistent podiums that we've seen from her in the past. But again, like I said, I'm not worried about that.
Right on.
I'm going to move on to the men.
Okay.
Okay, first place. Luca Harrington. What did we talk about in the last episode? Why does he not have an X Games?
He
invite?
doesn't
Why?
have an X Games invite to anything.
Why?
Like, it's just like X Games are gonna happen, and Luca is gonna be like us. He's on the same level as us at X Games. He's gonna be on the couch, like sipping a Diet Coke, like watching X Games. And explain to me, Pete, how that makes any sense.
I can't. I
sorry,
feel like
I'm
the
upset.
more we talk, or we've been talking here, nobody's listening. Like, you gotta tune in. You gotta hear what we're saying. You gotta give this kid.
I think more
an
people
X
need to
Games
subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pete, and that's the only way that Luca Harrington can get what he deserves.
Yeah, that's valid.
Did you
but
actually
we
see
both agree.
he put like a comment on one of our what are they called? I don't know, Instagram Reels? Are they shorts, Reels? I get it confused. But he was actually like, "Hey guys, thanks." Like, I was like,
that was amazing.
"What a nice kid."
I know.
he jumped in there with our 20 followers. It was like, hey,
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks.
He seems super great. You
You're
should
welcome.
give him an X Games invite
Yeah.
because he's so great. He's just the nicest guy.
Seems like
But yeah, well deserved first. We had Mathilde in second, and Leandro. Man, I am so
Nailed it.
bad at the European names. I'm so sorry. From Norway in third. To be honest,
He's
like
a
for the
young kid,
men's
too.
and the
Leo Landro.
yeah, 2005.
Yeah.
Quite young. But to be honest, for this event, for the men's and the women's podiums, I did not have an issue with the judging. I thought like 1, 2, 3 on both sides were super proper. The jump was kind of funny, like it looked like a little skimmy, but yet, big enough to chuck some serious stuff. I think we
Really.
saw some like 21s and a bunch of triples. And
I
all that
also
good stuff.
think, Pete, that nothing bothers Luca Harrington. I think he's just, that guy. He's just, he's the guy that's that guy, and he can just do it under any lights, any jump.
Yeah.
He's just the James Bond of skiing, and maybe he deserves an X invite.
That's the guy you want at X Games. It is. For this year, for right now, for what he's done this season, including this big W in Kreischburg. I don't know when he's going to get it. I hope he gets it. I hope he gets it for this year. I hope they buy his ticket. I hope they fly him out. I hope he doesn't even have to pay for anything. Get him a nice car too.
Yeah, like a nice little ride from the Aspen airport, like literally across the street to the athlete lounge, but whatever.
Like fur coat, cowboy hat. Set him up.
So I would also like to point out, Pete, I came across the photo of the men's podium, and they're holding up checks. I don't understand what they mean. And so it just like kind of looking at it, like you can't really tell. I was just like, does that check that Luke is holding up say that he won 1,445 euros? Like, it can't be, right? Like, it can't be. It needs to be wrong. So, Luca, if you're listening to this, like, blink once if it's higher than that, or blink twice if that's accurate. Because I'm going to assume that it's not accurate, right? Like, it can't be. So, I
had thought for a while it was like set. And I did a quick Googles, and it says the first place payout for the Men's Freeski World Cup for FIS is 50% of the total prize money for the event. And so I think that's where that random number comes from. Also, whoever writes a 1, is that like a European 1?
Yeah, euros, right there, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like an upside down V or an A that has not been finished yet.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know. My big takeaway from that: just pay him more.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I like that.
Just pay everybody more.
Yeah, if we didn't need to be concerned to begin with, like maybe the ambiguity would be gone. But yeah, like I don't know what if there is a bottom, what the bottom is for like World Cup Big Air. It just has to be more than what I was scared to see that it is on the check. And I don't want to like get into the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get into the whole thing at all. But I just saw that for a second and like my heart skipped a beat. And like, I just got really, really upset. And I was like, no, there's no way that's what it says. So I'm going to try to get to the bottom of that. But Luca, if you can help us out, you know what I mean? Blink once, blink twice. You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Yeah,
it's just,
it'd be sweet.
Low key. So Pete, you want to hear something else that has been like all over my newsfeed again, and I'm just like, you need to explain to me. It sounds like TikTok is going to get banned in the United States of America, and so I know it's weird because like we have a YouTube channel. We have a TV show on YouTube, I should say.
TV show, yeah.
But I think we could delete like half of social media and it would probably make the world a better place. So if we're going to start with TikTok and just like getting rid of it, like I'm down 100%. Like, let's do it. And,
Sure.
you know, like Twitter, we could do that one. I guess technically Twitter's already been deleted and it's X now, but you know what I mean? Like both of them could go. I feel like LinkedIn could go, you know, like interrupt me, otherwise I could just keep going.
No, that one's weird. The funniest thing is like you bring up these things. This is the third, fourth time now that you bring these up. Dude, we have very different feeds. Like I know nothing about TikTok getting banned, and I've said forever that I'm just too old, right? I've had people be like, "Oh, you want to follow me on TikTok?" And I'm like, "I don't have it, dude. I'm above this age, and they won't even let me download it anymore. So if it goes away, it has like
what is that age?
Bearing.
I wonder. You know?
Well, I think it's like over 30. We'll say 32. If you're over 32, just do not be on TikTok. That's my personal take on it. At 32, you're too old. Go to LinkedIn.
I saw a post somewhere.
LinkedIn and tell us what you're doing.
I saw a post somewhere, and it definitely wasn't TikTok, but it was like, if she's excited about New Year's, she's too old for you, bro. I was like, yeah. I feel like also if she's on TikTok, she's too old for you, bro. And I'm 100% subscribed to that.
New Year's is great now. It's like I went to bed at 8:45. I had the best night ever, you know?
I don't want to say I was like kind of awake, you know, like maybe like, you know, flipping over in my bed as it was like, you know, striking, but whatever, not important. But here's the question. Like, would it be funny if now that it's going to get deleted, we created a TikTok for the TV show? You know, it's like, you know, we're jumping onto the Titanic like as it's going down. Like, you know what I mean? Like we just happened across the Titanic as it's sinking in. And we're like, wouldn't it be funny if we just like jumped on the Titanic right now? What do you think?
Yeah. It'd be funny. My only issue is we'd have to find somebody young to sign up for us. Because like I said, we're both way too old. Yeah, I mean, I have an 8-year-old son now, so maybe he could sign up for us, and then we could do the TikTok thing. So, let's go down with the ship, and then we'll just keep jumping platform to platform. The only one I want to come back because I was
before they
get
deleted.
The only one that needs to come back because I was young enough to be on it was the Vine. Vine was like the funniest thing ever. 7-second videos cap.
Vine is TikTok. Like, isn't it like just like TikTok for like 2012? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
take me back to 2K12. Okay, those are good times. All right.
I will admit I wasn't on Vine either, but I remember watching Aaron Blunk, like we were playing golf, and he was just like running like around a sand trap or something like that, and we were like, what's he doing? Someone's like, they're making vines. And
yeah, that was like
I feel like it's not going to be a very good one, but
it was like that was like the beginning of the end, I think, right? When Vine came on, then now we're at TikTok. Now they're going to kill TikTok. Bring us full circle. Give me Vine back, and you can take everything else away. You know, I don't need any of that other jazz.
I mean, I you know, just mix it up. You know, like I'm totally down. Yeah, doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Well, Pete, should we give our big air predictions now after we heard from our special correspondent and we have all the knowledge now?
Yeah, we should. And now that I have to say mine out loud, I hope he's not listening because I kind of gave him a bunch of jazz about his. Do you want to go first though? Why don't you go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Men or ladies? What do you want?
Start with men.
Men, number 1, Alex Hall, gold medal.
Ooh, no.
Burke Rude, silver. Mac Forehand is going to be bronze. And you know who my spoiler is, Pete?
Tell me.
It's Luca Harrington. Because if he is not in this contest, I just don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I almost put him as gold medal, like just out of spite. You know what I mean? But I'm like, okay, no, that doesn't make sense. Like, makes sense to put him in spoiler, but I legitimately think that he could podium. Like, X Games is about, like, you know, quick laps. Like our correspondent told us, like, quick laps. Who's hot? You know, like, you don't have time to think, go. Like, that just literally describes Luca Harrington to a T. Like, he would podium if he got invited. So he does, like, he's higher than my spoiler, but I feel like I had to put him down as spoiler.
I was gonna fight you on it.
I'm upset.
I was gonna fight you and be like, that he's not on the list. You cannot choose that as your spoiler. But I'm such a fan too that I'm gonna approve. I'm gonna approve your spoiler.
I don't
like it.
I don't want to have to talk about Luca anymore, but something tells me I'm going to. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. For ladies, gold medal, Tess Ledeux. Second place, Flora Tabanelli. Again, because she just won. She should be in slopestyle, but I absolutely am very confident she will podium in the big air because she's just that good. Anyway, Eileen Gu is third, and Mathilde Gremaud is my spoiler.
Interesting. Yep. All right, we had a little crossover there in the men's, but not really in the women's. So
okay, good.
All right, I'm gonna hit you with my men's. This is our big crossover. Is I think A-Hall's gonna win. I think it's time again. I think he's like pulled stuff. He's pulled stuff out before that we've never seen. He saves it, and it's like, you know, his brain. Like, his brain has been thinking about skiing, whether it's big air, whether it's street, whether it's movies. I'm actually wearing, can you see my hat? This is a first gen Magma hat.
Ooh,
that they sent,
nice.
And I think they sent it because they put the patch on the wrong side. There's a little tag up here. Anyways, I'm a big fan. He's my number one.
So let me interject real quick on A-Hall. He has the most, not only medals in general at 11, but also most gold medals at 5 of anyone else in the field. And again, I feel like, you know, like, I think X Games is tough on rookies, right? Like, look at T-Pod. He competed in 2013. He didn't podium. I don't remember where he got. But then, like, it took him a year, and then last year he won. Like, I do feel like it's tough for rookies to show up at X Games and be like, oh man, you know, and like, do the thing. Do you have balloons?
It's big dog territory, but I also think in 2013 he might have been like 6. So I think it might have been 2023 was his first. Yeah.
All right. So keep going. So I interrupted you, as I do.
Second place, I'm going to go Mac Forehand.
Okay. Yeah. Crossover.
Tell you reasoning if you need it.
No.
Okay. And then Tour Mode is going to be my number 3.
Okay.
Third place.
Okay.
My spoiler is Mathilde Spanza.
So tell me, so why? I mean, you know, I know why Tour Mode, but tell me specifically why Tour Mode. I've definitely considered him, but I left him off. Where did I screw up?
I think he's just got his own thing going on. I also think it's like, if you look at the field, like, X Games ends up being like a little U.S. athlete stacked. It is. Yeah, go look at the men's half pipe roster list for this year. It is like 90% U.S. athletes, right? And so I feel like him coming there, sending at the event, like, I don't know. I just, it's like a spidey sense or whatever they call it, you know, that like he has some hunger, and I think the hunger is going to shine, you know? He's a podium for me.
Okay, I dig it.
Okay, I'm going to go on to women's. I've got Mathilde Gremaud in first place with a gold medal.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Gold medal. I don't know if you heard that. The gold medal.
Oh, no, it rang.
Okay, good. I have Eileen in second, and I have Flora in third.
Okay.
My spoiler is Tess.
So we have very similar predictions here. However, I mean, the reason why Mathilde is my spoiler and not on my podium is just there hasn't been consistency this year. And I'm not saying that, you know, she's not good. Like, I think she has historically probably been the best. But since you haven't shown me that consistency in the past few months, like, I don't know, like, that to me, I just, you know, it just gives me a couple question marks. So I dropped her, and I don't feel good about it. But that's why Eileen is in and Mathilde's out.
I just don't agree with you. I don't know. And it's like, you look at, like, she's been to all the big airs this year and hasn't got the results that she wanted. You think, like,
Yep.
that's where I see her going, like, full ham, practicing super hard. Like, I'm going to nail these runs because I'm going to show everybody that, like, I am. And I'm going to show them at X Games where it matters the most.
I mean, that would not shock me. She's certainly shown that, under the bright lights, she can make it happen. Olympic gold medalist, right? She won.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Let's check it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't think it's the stage that bothers her, but yeah, I mean, I don't doubt her, but I just felt like she's not the hot skier. So
I disagree, because I think we're building towards this consistency at this event, right? Right. Some hiccups in these past World Cups, whatever, we're working through it. I mean, she's got the new skill. Like, anyways, we're going to see how this plays out, and I can't wait to go back and tell you that you were wrong. I cannot wait.
We'll see. All right, you want to move on?
Yeah, we can move on. Let's do YouTube comments.
So we got one from Eric Hilb. He says, "You guys are going to be big time." I'm not sure I agree with that, but that's nice of you to say. He said, "Get Jason and PA in for the X Games collab episode." So he's talking about the Good Enough podcast boys, who have a damn good podcast. And I'll tell you this, Pete, like, their audio is so good, it makes me feel self-conscious. You know what I mean?
I know. I know.
I feel like if we got on a show with them, whether it be theirs or ours, whatever, or both, or whatever, it would be like, pulling up next to an Escalade in an old, 89 beat up Corolla. And we're like, "Hey guys, what's, you guys skiing today?" It seems like
I was going to go with the Geo Metro instead of the Corolla.
I haven't thought about that in
compact.
a long time. It is. Yeah. It's very functional.
Audio's amazing, but I do love, they go real in depth. And I like it a lot. Yeah. And I also really like Eric Hilb. I appreciate your comment, dude. You're the best. I think he's in Crested Butte now. And I think he got a picture in it. It might have been like a ski Crested Butte ad or something like that, but it's him on snowblades. It's like the sickest picture ever. Hilby, you're the best. Thanks, man.
And then we got a comment from someone named DJ Montigny. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly.
I think you were close. It's Montigny.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I see the extra eyes in there now. He says, "Keep it up, guys. Enjoy listening to you. Reminds me of the good old days." I like me some good nostalgia,
Yeah.
Back in the 80s when we all used to hang out. Remember that?
Back when everybody was wearing jeans, not just Nick Gepper.
But we all had to coach in jeans. It was like a rule.
Yeah. DJ's comment, though, led him onto the podcast. So,
So if you say something nice to us, you might get on the podcast in a future episode. I don't know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. What was that?
Not sure.
All right, Pete.
Yeah, that's sweet. So, okay, the next one we want to do is we want to do an X Games half-pipe preview as we kind of ramp up to get into X Games
through
time.
Our preview series.
Yep, because we have a lot of, hot takes, I guess, or we like to guess podiums. And so far, again, the Luca Flora one, we're right. We kind of know.
Yeah.
So that'd be sweet. We also still want more subscribers, please. I know this sounds super lame. Please, can you just click?
Yeah, if you've made it at this point in the podcast and you haven't subscribed, honestly,
you might as well.
We need 20 more subscribers if we can live stream at X Games. And so help us, please. Help the two dorkiest guys that podcast about TV show. I meant TV show about X Games, because we would like to do that for you. It would be, if you think about it,
and it would be so fun. Again, like we've said a bunch of times on this podcast, but it's the best event of the year. Yeah. Oh wait, we're a TV show.
Yeah, we're a TV show. We're not a podcast.
TV show, on this TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. We would love to live stream it, and it would be awesome. So, tell your sister and your mom to subscribe
Dog. Yeah.
to our podcast, please.
Make
And then
you
the
account.
next event that we have coming up is Locks, slopestyle there, and it's going to be sick because Locks is the best. Weather dependent, it's the best, but it's like the best. You can say that about any event, but it's the best. We're looking forward to that one too. So
Yeah. No, actually stoked. Like, I feel like it's been forever since we've had a slopestyle contest to actually look at and like comment on. So,
yeah,
Stu
it'll
by
be
was
sweet.
like kind of a slopestyle episode or slopestyle contest. Kind of not.
No, it wasn't, because it was qualification straight to finals.
Facts.
They just took quality results. That's not a real contest. We're gonna have a full one,
That's
and
what
it's
they
gonna
do.
be sweet, and it's gonna lead right into X. So, yeah,
Yeah.
a bunch coming up in the next couple weeks.
I'm ready to
And
do
again, if you made it this far, thanks very much. We appreciate it.
it. That's nice. That's real nice. Appreciate that. All right, Pete.
Till next time.
Yeah. Bye, everybody. Thank you, DJ.
Thanks, DJ.
What? I think I just heard DJ. He's still there.
He's still here.
Still there.
All right. Well, this got awkward now.
I couldn't let you go.
All right.
Was that a Titanic?